this is particularly for youngsters listening, this will be an interesting point. Many times in my career and life, I have felt that R&D people and sales marketing people are in one sense similar. They are both doing speculative work. They don't know the result when they do research. They don't know whether they'll get the order when they make a sales call. So there is a certain degree of unknownness with both these faculties are working at any point of time. Otherwise, sales is always looking at the future and hope and trying to get things moving for themselves and then targets and all that. R&D is more in that sense stayed. This connectivity between sales and R&D at times has had miserable failures, and there have been people who have come from R&D into sales and they have not really understood what's going on. I mean, usko bolo hamare paas aane ke liye. I mean, these kind of things, rather than going to the customer and solving the problem. So I think, would you like to comment on this? That was there anything else which perhaps requires to be a person who is not in that direct faculty to develop certain instincts within him, which common sense is of course one. I mean, there's no doubt. Intelligence is one. But is there anything else you can throw light on?
So, it's a very valid point. I mean, I know a lot of engineers in the US, for example, who have a great idea for a product. And they feel that I'll make this great product and the world should line up to buy it. You and I know that doesn't happen. The best product isn't always what gets sold, right? So there's this whole go-to-market, how to position it in the market are very important things that most technical people don't understand, right? So basically, what you've got to do, it's also why technical people. Let's talk about lawyers. When you give a lawyer a document that you want to do an agreement with someone, the lawyer will give you just the legal viewpoints. What you don't, I always say that their job is to tell you how you can't do it. I want to know how I can do it. So give me my risk factors and let me assess it. I'm the person who's got to take the risk. You, Mr. Lawyer, or not. We'll come to you if we run into a problem. But that risk assessment has to be mine as a manager. Right? That's true in R&D, that's true in marketing, that's true in sales. But I think when you're going for sales, you can prepare yourself better. Know your customer, know what they're doing, try and know the individuals who are in the decision. I don't have to tell you this, you know this, in the decision cycle, and try and say what's the value proposition you're going to give to the customer. And I have one simple rule. I try to be honest with my customer. So then the next time I don't have to worry about what did I tell him last time.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you told him something that was not honest, then you better note it down somewhere because you'll have to repeat it. Otherwise you lose credibility with the customer. But if you're honest, then sometimes someone in production tells you, I'll deliver in 6 weeks. You tell the customer 6 weeks. Something happens, 6 weeks goes to 10 weeks. Go back to the customer and say, I'm sorry. And if he knows that you're being honest, he'll accept that. Otherwise, he'll think you were fooling him when you said 6 weeks and you were doing it purposely. So again, that's a simple lesson I learned, is just be honest with your customers, be honest with your employees, be honest with everyone. In fact, I think I get away with a lot of things because people think I'm fair. And fairness is a very important thing. And if people think you're fair, they will take a decision that they don't like from you and accept it. They're obviously upset that you took a decision which they didn't like, but they'll accept it. And that I found very useful. So I try to stay with those values. Basically, it is values. Ultimately, people look at you. What you talked about also is a set of value system.
Yeah.
People have to define their values. And you have to live with your values. You have to walk the talk, as Gandhi said.